It is one championship submission grappling lightweight title holder, Cade Ruotolo. Cade, I got to ask you, I mean, even at your young age, stranger to winning titles, but that belt they give you at one championship is pretty amazing, man. Where does that one stand for you in terms of the many accomplishments that you've had throughout your career?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that belt's definitely something else, I forget who it was when they picked up the belt. They fell immediately to the ground like they couldn't hold it. It was too heavy, and I could see why. Because man, it was unbelievable, just the weight and everything to it. But not only the weight and the aesthetic of the belt, but what comes with the championship and the kind of the glory of the promotion. It's definitely, I don't think I've been more proud of too many other things in my life. It's definitely high up there with ADCC and that's about it. Probably ADCC and one is right there, edge to edge. So thankful and so stoked.
Yeah, absolutely. That's top level honors. And listen, one has made you and your brother, I mean, a big central focus of kind of their promotion and their organization. I wonder how you found that. I mean, obviously in the grappling world, you've been at a high level for a long time, but there's a lot of attention being placed on you. And I'd imagine a lot of responsibility as well. And you're still a young guy, right? So, I mean, what's that been like for you?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's been a lot more eyes definitely on my brother and I, and just a lot more just attention in general, opportunities, fight opportunities, sponsorships, everything like that, we've just been so blessed and thankful for all of it. It's definitely pressure comes along with that, and you got to make sure that, we're always still rising to the occasion and doing our jobs and, trying to put on the best shows that we can for you guys. But yeah, man, it's been amazing. Life can be going better at the moment. Our gym's finally, getting done out in Costa Rica. So just living the dream, man, living the dream. Just so thankful.
That is awesome, man. So, listen, we last saw you in December. A decision win there. I know you probably would have liked to get the finish every time out there, but a win is a win. So, talk to me about your thoughts in that title defense on your performance.
Absolutely, yeah. So that last match, it was a bit of a tougher match. I knew stylistically going into the matchup, it could have been difficult to put him away because he was going to be a guard player, a bit more flexible and a bit more preservative. I knew that he had a great idea of what attacks I kind of, contain, what I could have threw at him, and I think he was looking more so to kind of just hide from those, you know what I mean? And then more so to survive than try to come at me. And, I flourish when people try to come at me like my title match before against Uwiley, where I secured the belt. He came straight for me, so people that come straight for me, that's the matches that I like because, I like that fire and I usually could use their momentum, their scrambles against them, so it was hard to do that in that last match. I similar probably outlook into this next match, Tommy being another guard player, very flexible and strong. But this time, I've been training very specifically on submission finishes, and I'm really looking forward for that finish.
I love it. Well, you touched on it there. You are back to work at One Fight Night 11. Airs here in the United States Friday, June 9th. Of course, Amazon Prime Video against Tommy Langer, as you said. I guess give me your thoughts on Tommy because, he's got a couple of victories in one championship, but obviously he's a very, very established talent in the grappling world as well. So people, MMA fans are just getting to know this name. Certainly not a new guy on the scene. So what are your thoughts on him as an opponent?
Absolutely. No, he's more than a valid opponent. He's more than a proper opponent. I'm glad, they brought me a really strong jiu-jitsu guy, and it's a great one for the jiu-jitsu audience. Everyone that's been in the jiu-jitsu world knows who Tommy is, so I think a lot of the jiu-jitsu fans are stoked on this one for sure. And as you said, maybe not so much in the MMA world, but hopefully we can both go out there and put on a show and kind of blow everyone's minds. That's the plan. So, he's amazing at what he does. He's really good. He's very flexible. As I said, he's very strong. He looked great in his last match against Canuto. Canuto is also an animal, right? So that was impressive win. It was good to see. And I'm excited, man. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a fantastic matchup. You talked about, right? I think you guys are kind of exposing submission grappling to a new audience, right? And I've seen mixed reviews. Like, I personally love it. I'm a grappling fan, so I love seeing MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, submission grappling all on one card because nobody else is doing that. But I wonder, right. I mean, do you feel like a responsibility to maybe grapple a certain way or to perform a certain way because that you're not just performing for maybe those old school grappling heads that have been watching it all, like you're trying to captivate this new audience as well. Do you go in there with that mindset?
110%. That's pretty much my only mindset going in there. And it's crazy how my mindset's altered over the years of, before you want to get the win, you want to do what you can, you want to be strategic. And now every time I step on those mats, I really just want to try my hardest to put jiu-jitsu on the map and grow. Because if we can't grow jiu-jitsu as a whole, there's those single-handed opportunities, or they're just not even going to be there for us, right? So, the only way to grow jiu-jitsu as a whole is to show that it can be exciting, and that's the only way jiu-jitsu is going to grow. So every time I step on those mats, I just, the same goal, try to be as exciting as possible, try to keep the matches as flowing as possible. I want as many positions, as many submission attempts as possible. And yeah.
That's awesome. Do you feel like maybe kind of the newer generation like yourself is embracing that? Because I think there's long time been a mindset of like, well, I can't lose, right? So if I've got to go out there and I've got to fight defensively, I've got to stall out a little bit so at least I don't lose. But as you said, fans don't really get into that. They want to see attacks, they want to see submission opportunities, and grappling when it's like that can be incredibly exciting. Do you feel like the new generation is embracing that, or is that something that you're kind of lead the forefront on?
For sure. I'm definitely seeing more and more people try to take that approach. You know what I mean? There's still, I guess it kind of usually depends on the rule set. One is one promotion that they force it. They're calling action constantly. If there's any stalling, they're on you. And they're really trying to pushing the pace, which is like what I like about one, And yeah, like I said, it really just depends on the rule set and the competitor themselves. There is more and more people becoming more exciting and wanting to put on shows because they're realizing even if they lose the fight, it's better for their brand and they're more likable, and people it draws attention to them because it was an exciting match and the people, it's enjoyable to watch rather than winning a boring match where no one really wanted to be a part of, and the match in general, right? So yeah, I'm seeing more and more people, and I hope, man, we can kind of keep this trend going and keeping it exciting, because if it does, there's no reason why I shouldn't be in the Olympics and just blow up mainstream like all the others.
I completely agree with that. Yeah, I hope it's a mentality people can embrace. I mean, you look at like mixed martial arts, for example. Boxing, it's like you got to be undefeated or you don't matter. But MMA, some of the most beloved figures are a little bit over 500, but they're exciting, and you're going to see some of the fun every time out there. So hopefully that's something that the grappling community can embrace. Let me ask you, do you see yourself ever doing some of these other? I know people, want to tie you to MMA a little bit sometimes. I mean, do you see that in your future, or are you so dialed in on submission grappling that you don't want to focus on that?
No, absolutely, it's in my future. I've been falling in love every day with MMA more and more. I've been training it, especially as of recently, more often. And it's something a bit newer for me. I've been training jiu-jitsu my entire life since I was 3 years old, and it's not that I don't love jiu-jitsu. Obviously, I love it more than anything. It's, been a part of my life forever, and it'll forever be. But MMA is just something new to me. I'm learning so much every time I'm in the room, and it's just refreshing to be in that white belt mentality almost again. You know what I mean? And I'm just having a lot of fun with it, and I could kind of see my improvement just skyrocketing every time I train. So I'm just super antsy to get in there. I want to be in there tomorrow with my coaches. Everyone's telling me to wait, so take my time, do it right. But when the time is there, or when the time does come, I'll be more than ready and definitely more than excited to do it. So amping. I love
it. I guess what I was going to ask is, have you started mapping out that plan? Like, would you take like an amateur fight, or do you think anybody would even compete with you in amateur MMA? Do you think you'll have to go straight to pro? Have you thought about that?
So I thought about that. I reckon it'd be very difficult to get some amateur fights. I reckon there's, there'll definitely be some out there for sure. But, under the one promotion, I trust them, and I know that, they're probably not going to send me straight to the champ for the top contenders right away. I think they'd, hopefully like to build with me, you know what I mean? And, try to, give me some, at least not the top 10s right away. You know what I mean? But, yeah, that's the plan. Eventually probably start off with one, as of now. And then, who knows, things might change in the future, but that's what I'm going for right about now.
I love it. Pretty cool, man. Embracing the challenge and learning new things. As you said, that white belt mentality, that's what it's all about. But right now, you're at the top of the submission grappling. Your black belt mentality there, submission grappling world. So I guess talk to me about this fight, man. Last thing, I mean, what do you see happening here? I know you want these finishes. I know you got a lot of respect for Tommy. So what do you think we see in this matchup?
Right. So I reckon it'll be a bit on the feet in the beginning. I think I'm going to take him down for sure. Maybe he jumps for a submission, something like that. Definitely won't get it, though. He's going to end up on bottom. It'll be me trying to pass, him being very flexible, looking to take my back. And I think I'm either going to leg lock him or get on his head and finish him with the Darce. That's our favorite submission. I could also see myself leg locking him if he goes for mine too. And I think he thinks he's going to leg lock me. So I think I want to get him with what he thinks he's going to get me with, So One of the
I
two.
love it. Give him a little taste of his own medicine there. Well, we look forward to it. It is One Fight Night 11. Again, it's Friday, June 9th on Amazon Prime Video. Kate, best of luck. We look forward to it. We'll definitely watch it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thanks again for having me on.